Welcome to the Copy Talk podcast. Discussions in this show should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer member, FINRA SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Financial planning services through Lighthouse Financial, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Shannon Ross is CEO and managing partner of Lighthouse Financial. Lighthouse and Cambridge are not affiliated. And now, here's your host, Shannon Ross.
Well, welcome everyone to our holiday edition, our last show of 2021 for Copy Talk.
Yes.
It's our 50th recording today.
Happy
which we're
50th
also
anniversary.
Celebrating.
Yep.
50 shows is a lot.
I say
of
50th
shows.
anniversary. It's not, but 50th
It's not.
show
But
anniversary.
50, you know, doing 50 shows in a year.
It's a big
I'm proud
deal.
of our team.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has been so helpful for us. And it's our holiday edition. Did I already say that for today? This is
You
why
said it to me.
I just got this Santa hat a couple weeks ago. And I feel like it looks like a Russian, one of those real tall fur
like the tall
hats.
hats?
Yeah.
Well, so I think it looks like a Santa hat. It looks, I like it. You look very
Not that
festive.
Russian hats are bad.
I have
but,
on a
you know,
Mary shirt.
I know.
This
we
is my
coordinate.
favorite
See, this is
sweatshirt.
yes.
We do.
We were I really did want to wear our onesies. You were going to be an elf onesie and I was going to be a Santa onesie. And then she rained on my parade.
She just called me out on our 50th
So,
show,
it's
Kelly.
like,
Did
sure,
you hear
whatever.
that? She did. Merry Christmas. It's
She's like that little sister who always argues with you.
the
when you
I'm
wanna
going to
do
bust out
something.
with it's the most wonderful time of the year right now. I'm just going to start singing. I'm kidding.
Well,
You're
Merry
right, I
Almost
did.
Christmas. This is our holiday
Merry Almost
edition, so
Christmas.
this show will actually air next week.
Yep.
On the 30th.
Which is the day before New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Which for everyone else, New Year's Eve, it's awesome,
Yeah.
great, fun. Do you want to know what New Year's Eve means for me?
What?
I didn't wear any paraphernalia today, but that is the college football playoffs.
Oh,
So
as long
I
as
could
there's
care
no
less
COVID
about midnight
shutdown.
on New Year's Eve. I just want my team to win.
Did you see the NCAA said that they will not
Stop it. I
postpone
saw
or
it.
do anything? So,
They will postpone the national championship, but they will not postpone the playoffs, which really stinks. So if there's too many that have COVID, they just...
so it's high risk for those poor kids.
It's high risk, and it stinks because even if so let's see, you're the team
Yeah.
that gets to go by just off of a forfeiture.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's the sign of the times.
I'm
What
just
are you
saying,
gonna
if that
do?
happens to be Cincinnati, it's not going to mean as much to you. So for the Cincinnati fans out there, if Alabama has to forfeit, you couldn't have won anyway.
Well, are you feeling good about how's the anticipation waiting for the donkeys to come?
oh
'Cause
my
that's
gosh.
not until January 7th.
I mean, I talk about them all the time.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I showed the ladies at the
love it.
office.
I know.
I'm so
I
excited.
have a gift for you today.
You do?
Yes, because I had to give you this one here because it made most sense to give it
I feel
to
like
you
you're
on the
more
show.
excited to give me the gift than you are for me to answer about the anticipation of
Well,
the donkey.
I'm listening.
Totally kidding. You called me out on the onesie thing, so I have to do something. No, yes,
so
I am very
exciting.
excited. I cannot, the past 2 weeks, I'm like, I just want my donkeys. I just
Yeah.
want to scrap Christmas travel. Mom and Dad, I don't mean that. I mean, I do, but I don't, because if they listen to the show, but I'm over the moon. So when we get back from travel, I have a day or two to get their stall and paddock finalized and
Nice.
get everything done.
Well, and you get to travel. I'm trying to still bode for travel. I've been vetoed by
know.
my whole family. And so I'm being a little bit of a
Even
Grinch about it because I'm like, it's not going to be fun. I'm like, April's not even going to be here. So what am I going to do that's fun? I have 10 days off and there's nothing
I'm
to
fun.
do. So
I'm fun.
So we'll
Yes.
see if I get my
well,
way.
why is it,
but
Justin doesn't want to go? He loves Texas.
it's more my kids, and I think they're swaying him. So
But I thought
I've invited friends for them now. We've taken
you're-
it off the
you're-
notch.
yeah.
So we'll see.
You're up in the
I'm
ante
using
on this
bribery.
one.
I'm using.
Have you seen the weather?
coercion. I know.
It's going to be in the 80s.
I know. How can I not go?
You gotta fly
It's like
south for the winter.
I know. It's
I'm
my
sorry.
happy
Even
place,
Nugget,
so.
little one, doesn't want to go?
Well, he'll go wherever
do
I want to go,
whatever.
but it's the
Yeah.
other ones
Yeah.
that are holding strong.
God,
so I don't know.
curmudgeons,
So we'll
Ross
see.
kids, come on.
So we'll see. So you want your
Yeah.
present before we get to
I
our
do.
year in review? Today's show is about the year in review. We're going to kind of talk about the podcast, what we've learned, how we've had fun, what are some of our favorite shows for the year, because we have 50 to
Yep.
choose from.
And
which is
challenges,
awesome.
for sure.
Yes, lots of challenges.
Challenges.
But before we get there, I have to give you one of your Christmas presents because this is super cute.
Oh, I have multiple Christmas presents?
You do. You have 3 this year.
I want to show off this wrapping job. If you're listening, you can't see
I
this.
wrapped it myself.
I am so impressed. I love it. I just want to make sure that the audience, the YouTube
I'm
audience,
more of a
can see this.
practical wrapper, not a beauty contest.
No way. No way. And I will like rewrap a package like 5 times if I can't get that blasted tape right, or those like when you bend it, it's got to all be pretty. Yeah. Well, I know that it's a hat.
This is appropriate for the show.
Shut up. Here.
So we'll tell you, audience, what it is when she sees it. Isn't
That
funny?
is so funny. Look, Kel.
So it has a picture of a donkey on it, and it says Holland. So
I'm obsessed with donkeys. Just okay. This is the coolest
Isn't that
hat
cool?
ever. Yes,
I thought you'd like that.
I love
It's very
this.
perfect, and you can wear it to the show.
Yes.
So
It's right here. Yeah, well, that'll
Holland
be.
booty.
I like it. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love it. Thanks.
Are you all done? Are you ready for Christmas? Because right now Christmas is in 2 days, and my husband's birthday is tomorrow.
I know. I'm excited to celebrate him.
Lots of
We
errands
got him
still to do.
a
I know.
super cool present.
We'll have to bring it into the show because we've mentioned it enough times that people will get it, and then it'll be funny.
Well, and then we'll totally embarrass. Yeah, it's the coolest present. So I'm
I know.
super excited to celebrate him yesterday. I'm gonna totally call my husband out on the show because I don't even think he listens. But the other day I was like, he said something about Christmas Eve, and I was like, well, we're going over for Justin's birthday, and he goes, what are you talking about? We're just going over for happy hour cocktails for Christmas Eve. And I said, no, it's your Max Out partner's birthday. So yes, I had to remind him. So call him out tomorrow because that's super fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
I'm not
So
done
it'll be
shopping.
good. You're not done shopping.
Stop. I know.
Yikes.
I know. I have to actually shop.
I've wrapped
tonight.
my final gift this morning, so I'm very excited. I have everything like color coordinated. So I choose a wrapping paper per kid per person in my family because I don't use tags. So, but I do that. But then my husband doesn't wrap things until the very last minute. So then he
That's
just
what
starts
David
to
does.
grab whatever paper he can find and totally ruins my system. I said, if you do that to me this year, like
So it's when you grab a Sharpie and just start.
I know.
You don't use tags? You don't like tags?
They take too long. They're not practical.
Well,
Tape or wrapping paper.
I actually have to go
as I can do.
shopping tomorrow.
Oh my
Tonight and
gosh.
tomorrow.
Wow, I'm sorry.
I know. Pray for me because I
Oh,
told I'm
the
making my.
stores out there are crazy.
I went to Park Meadows the other day and walked in and nearly turned around and walked out. I'm like, this is no Park Meadows for a reason.
Yeah.
It was insanity. But I'm going
Which
to
is
actually.
a mall around us.
Yeah. Oh,
for
yeah.
those who
Sorry.
don't live in
To the mall.
Colorado.
It's in Denver. Yeah. For those who don't live in Colorado. But I'm making my son. So he's done. I'm making him go with me tomorrow morning. Isn't
I
that
just
what
did all
every
my
mother
grocery
does?
shopping, and what I did notice this year versus last year, which I was really so like pleased. I feel like last year, because we were in the thick of COVID, everyone's like, "Don't stand close to me." Like people were just scared. I think more scared.
Well, of course.
last Christmas.
Yeah,
so
rightfully
people at least were smiling. They were courteous. Like there was a better vibe in the store. I felt of like merriment and friendliness,
Did
not
you?
not just this kind
I
of.
haven't caught that vibe.
You haven't.
No. No. Anybody else? You were there on Friendly Day because I've been there and I feel like I'm like people are just mean. Jeez.
Well, I did get the last like Yule log cake, and this lady was like
A what?
stalking me about it. Oh, Yule log cake? Oh, well, you don't really. Well, you bake sometimes, but
Sometimes
it's a Christmas kind
if
of.
it comes out of a Pillsbury can.
You'll see it tomorrow. So, but
that's
yes,
true.
but it was the last one. She's like, "Oh, it's the last one." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry." I mean, I had already taken it. It was in my cart when she saw it. But she
Oh,
was really
okay.
kind. She's like, "Oh, that's it. I'm like, great. Well, Merry Christmas."
She was
So,
waiting for you to
yeah.
hand her the
I
Yule
know,
log cake.
and I was like, "Oh, so close," but I just needed.
We're
the
feeling
cake.
it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm actually baking this year. Just before we move on, I am.
Nice.
Only because my husband's making me. Yet last night. So first of all, has anybody else noticed there's nothing on the store shelves?
Yeah, it's
Nothing.
kind of bare.
Empty.
Bare bones.
Naked. Like everywhere. There's nothing. And so, but he assigned me, he was looking for something to bake as a dessert, and he comes home from the store. God bless his soul that he went. I hate the grocery store. But he comes home and hands me this box. And on the back is a recipe for monkey bread. You may know what that is?
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
I
you
make
bread.
that every Christmas morning. What?
Oh, yeah.
I
make
do.
that every
You know that.
No, I'm not with you on
told you
Christmas
that.
morning.
Okay,
But
what are you
if
making? Are you making monkey bread?
I'm making monkey bread, so I may have to call you for
Nice.
tips.
Yeah, let
So
me
there's
know.
a big old
Oh,
recipe on the back,
yay.
and so he's like, Christmas project. I was like, because he's the cook in the family, and he's making another beef
Make,
Wellington.
lemon
So I'm-
bars.
She
April was
is
we-
on a roll.
We just baked about 15 dozen cookies of 7 different kinds. And April was in charge of one kind, which was the lemon
bars.
And,
Ask me how they turned out.
they turned out
Notice I didn't bring you any.
very
You
unique.
wouldn't want to eat them. They were. Listen, I followed the instructions.
I know. You tried. You tried really hard.
It was your oven. It's a piece of trash oven, and
they're edible,
which is a joke. She has an awesome kitchen.
That's a win.
Her oven was just fine.
Yes,
whatever.
So that was a fun day.
They were terrible.
Well, let's talk about the show. For
okay,
a minute.
yeah. 50th show.
50th show.
Yep. Big deal.
So when we started, have you gone back and listened to any of our first ones? We're so formal and like uncomfortable, which is very funny. But we started the year with kind of, the very traditional, investment lessons from 2020.
Oh, I went back and listened to the first one.
What'd you think?
Oh my God.
I'm like, is that us? Like, I know.
A girl stiff and serious.
I know. And we didn't have video until about August, Kel, we started video. So the first half of the year, I think we focused on finance a lot, which I wanted when we started
the show for.
We wanted to start a show that made finance a little bit more approachable, a little
safe,
bit fun, like
and
not
safe
as
to talk about,
stuffy,
not as intimidating
financial shows.
Yeah.
But to bring intentionality to it, to bring life lesson and application to it. So you can I see the theme of the year just of going there's always a financial tie, but there's always a life application tie as well.
But we were pretty stiff.
We were.
In our attempt to be
And I remember being
chill
so nervous because of all my notes, and I had to bring up all these points, and then we'd get to talking, half the show be over, and I'd be like, okay, we got to point number 1.
No. Well, I think we were surprised at how quickly the time would pass. I mean, right now I haven't looked at the clock yet, but I'm sure we've bantered.
It does go fast.
It does.
And our audience says that they probably what they enjoy most is not any financial topics, but that they laugh.
And that it's not long.
And that it's 30 minutes. It's a fun workout to have on when you're working out.
One of our listeners told me that she likes it because she feels like she's hanging out with us. I'm like, hey, no financial tips gained.
Well,
just that she's
so
hanging
funny.
out.
So my hairdresser listens to the show, and she's like, I feel like I'm stalking you. And she'll bring up facts that she listens to the show all the time. And she's like, well, how's this and how's that? And I was like, oh, you're not stalking me. And my family has said, I get to know you better on the show than when we talk in person because I disclose more.
That's true.
So that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But we have some faithful listeners out there. We do have some faithful. I'm really
but we definitely relaxed. We got into it more. I mean, we were able to relax more.
I think it dawned at us that we could be ourselves and still provide value and still provide, nuggets of information.
Nuggets. I'm as just disheveled and now as I was in the very beginning. I think there was what were those few shows that we did where we tried... Remember, and I had to dress business casual a few times. I'm like, this is awful. I can't have a conversation with you. Although I dress business casual all the time.
I know.
But in this setting,
in this mode, I think you like to just be comfortable. And so the beanies came, the hats came, and that was
which is how helpful. I was when we originally started before we were doing video.
Yeah.
And then I was tried to be, no, that was
What
terrible.
do you think was one of your favorite shows that kind of sticks out to you?
My favorite series I liked, and it wasn't really financial, but I loved the EQ series.
Yeah.
And I guess selfishly because I learned so much during that about myself. So I really enjoyed that series, which does sound selfish. But I feel like we also, there was it was so much life application, but I think there were some really good things for our listeners to learn through that as well without having to necessarily take EQ if they don't want to, but just some good pieces of information to apply to their own lives, which I think is advantageous.
I agree.
But a financial one, which was probably one of our... Stir Up Hope was one, and the reason why is at the end you introduced Social Security, which I'm nowhere near needing Social Security, but you shared some factoids of information that I had not learned about that, like when to take it, how to take it, that sort of thing. So you wouldn't think that would have the most impact on me, but I remember those the most,
funny.
which is
I
don't know, I'm not ready for social, and hopefully it's still around.
It is. It's still
I need it when I need it, but it was way back.
And I also loved probably the two shows that I like is I loved our ability to because we try to stay relevant. So I mean, we plan the show up until record. We only plan it a day or two before recording to keep it as real life, applicable as possible. And so in March we started to listen to the trends of inflation going up.
Yep.
And we called it Inflation Nation. It was our 11th show.
I like that one.
And we also had a special guest that show.
Oh.
So we lost a member of our team recently, Chris, who's the voice who opens the show and closes the show, and he was our guest.
Was that
on
Inflation
that day.
Nation?
Yeah, he was the guest on that show, which is a funny topic to have him on, but we had him on.
That's not what I thought.
And so I look back now of like, I love what this show's been able to kind of archive.
Yeah.
Because Chris, is now Jesus and, happy, but, there's a lot of his family, obviously, and those of us still here missing him terribly. And so I love that he's a part of this show still, every show.
Yeah. I never want to change the intro.
I know.
Ever.
I know.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this. Okay, so because you're the main host, and so you really have to drive the ship when it comes to teaching about the financial side, what has been, so this is a twofer, what has been the most challenging for you teaching about financial topics in this type of platform? Because you meet with people all the time, right? You're an advisor, and you're in your own firm. But what is the most challenging about doing this in this type of platform? And then what has been your most challenging topic?
That's a great question. I think most challenging doing it in this platform is I'm trying to cover such a depth and breadth of knowledge base.
Yeah.
So when I meet with clients at my firm, they all are a certain kind of, They all have assets that we're managing for them. Sure. They're familiar enough with the market. They're familiar enough with at least some of the strategies and solutions and the kind of vocabulary we use quite often. Mm-hmm. But at the show, I really wanted to take it at a 10,000-foot view so that people could listen to no matter what your financial background is.
Right.
I mean, you might just have a checking account and that's your exposure to finance, So I think that the challenge is I want to tackle topics that I know are important to every single one who listens, but I need to do it in a way that's not so in the weeds that I lose people.
Yeah.
And I think that's other financial shows, and that's what I strive to not be every show we record. Sure. They focus on like 4 or 5 pillars, and they just go over the same information over and over and over, and it's nauseating, it's boring. And so, like, to me it is. So if it is to me and I'm in the industry, like for those not in the industry, like snooze fest.
Right.
So it's hard to keep it like fun. It's hard to keep it like fresh. It's hard to keep it because it is finances.
Lighthearted.
Like, sometimes we love our finances when things are going well, and sometimes we absolutely hate them because it can be really hard sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's answer number 1. What was number 2?
What's your most challenging topic? What has been the most challenging topic?
There's some financial topics I've just scratched the surface, but like sequence risk of returns and different, when we get really into the nitty gritty of how to invest in different kind of markets, specifically bear markets, there's different things to watch out for that are a little bit more complicated and algorithmic. So to be able to explain them in very kind of, normal terms is challenging.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's where, with the signs that we see a bear market coming, and, we saw a correction like 2 days ago that was a big loss over Omicron news. So, those kind of things are going to keep on happening as more variants come. And so the market will be up and down, but when it goes down, people get a lot more serious and scared because, you see your assets going down by 20, 30, 40%, and it's panic time. So to kind of try to explain complex topics that you have to know to be able to navigate that kind of a market, that's where the challenge comes, because it's not like easy, it's not like, well, buy low, sell high. Like that's not going to take it. So,
and it probably doesn't help that let's see.
And then I can tell when I go too depth because everyone's like on their phone or like looking bored, which I totally get.
Or me, I'm looking at her like this and
like,
it's that
what?
glazed over look. And I know I need to ask a question, but there's a hot 10 seconds there where I'm like, I got nothing. I'm not even quite sure I know what you said. The past 2 sentences. Just keeping it real, because that is so your area.
Well, but it's even. I mean, it's complicated for me. It's complicated for everybody. But we all have finances
because the bull
have to
The bull is it's running. It's doing good. The bear it's gonna.
Yeah,
and
I think that was like our third.
That's not good.
That was like our third show or first show, whatever, to explain like what
bear and bull. I know I listened to that.
I mean, we started real primitive.
Yeah, we did.
But I love that we kind of went through all of. I mean, we talk a lot about not using fear, not fear-based investing.
What did we
talked
title that
about-
one? Fear.
Fear Not was
Yeah,
another
Fear
one.
Not was a good one.
But I love our shows that we do games. Like, what financial shows do games? We had Let's Make a Deal. We had the Thanksgiving game.
Yeah, our best shows are games.
So-
Primarily because I want to win and I get something out.
We do. And even if
I
it
get a
doesn't go
prize.
well, like, we don't really remember the rules of the game that we created or that I created for you.
Oh, we were off the rails with that game. We
It's
didn't.
funny.
Yeah.
But, like, at least I to make people laugh is always.
Did I get a prize with that game? Which
I
was the one
remember.
that came with cookies?
The cookies were the first one, the Let's Make a Deal.
The second one was the flag
Was your fall flag.
that I'm going to have to hold on to till I'm
right.
90. That's okay.
And then
find
I
it.
also love the show when we predicted the Christmas crisis thing, which actually has not been as bad as originally thought.
Agreed. I was
You
thinking
know.
about this morning because we talked about the supply
we
chain.
talked about this on October 21st. I mean,
Yeah.
this is way
This
before
was way back
the Christmas season.
because we were encouraging everybody
Yeah.
to shop early because
Yeah.
of the supply chain. Because I did the research on that,
That's
which
right.
was super fun. That was probably in the child tax credit ones were were more like fun shows
Yeah.
for me to kind of dig into. But especially the hot potato check, we got another one. By the way, they just keep coming. I have to tell you though, David did talk to our accountant. She's like, "Yeah, you'll be paying all of that back
Yeah.
because you're 20." We actually didn't qualify. For the child tax credit. So no wonder I treated it. I'm like, I'm not cashing that check.
Yeah.
So whatever, we'll have to. I
Yeah.
think even if you get it, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So now I've totally lost my train of thought. Oh, the supply chain. So yes, I have not experienced, besides the fact that your Christmas present got canceled.
I know. That's very sad.
It is so cool too. But I reordered it. And the first mean lady I talked to, she's like, "Ma'am, this is just gonna get canceled again." I'm like, "You curmudgeon Grinch." The second customer service is like, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry. Just order. It's good. There says there's several left." I'm like, "Well, then earmark one for me
Right.
then." So hopefully it'll get here after Christmas.
Yeah.
But I haven't experienced as much delay as I thought I would.
Yeah.
My husband has a little bit. I think, of course, he also waits till
Sure.
December 20th.
Yeah.
I should probably get on.
I should probably get on that.
this. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it hasn't been so bad.
Yeah,
You think
I'm-
it's because they rerouted a bunch of
I think
supplies?
they really got on it. I think,
Except for
the
turkeys. Turkeys
administration-
were a major shortage at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was supply chain or
Yeah,
not
I
enough
don't know.
turkeys.
But yeah, I think our government really did step up and help in multiple ways.
I'm laughing at myself. I'm sorry. It's been an early morning. I'm a little hacked. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you're kind of off. It's kind of off, but not, So, and then the last series of the year that we just finished last week, I really liked because it was around generosity and giving, which we've talked a lot on this show. The number one, I think, thing that can impact your wealth is your ability to give it away.
Agreed.
Because you will have less fear, you'll have less anxiety about your money. You will, put it to good use, which gives you good purpose.
Right.
Which motivates you to make more, So that sort of series, go back and listen to it if you haven't.
Well, and that
It
motivation
was
to
really
make
good.
more.
And we called it the Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, that's
being
right.
Like the path to
We had
the
two.
path to Oz,
The
the promised
yes.
land.
Well, and
So-
you made so many great points, and I love that Lisa was on because I had not. Did not know much about donor advised funds, if at all, and there's so many advantages. I mean, you want to
Yeah.
research the different types, and because there's other ways of giving, but they're that from a legacy perspective on how to utilize that resource from a legacy perspective, being able to allocate your giving, it can be recurring year round, or I mean, there was just so many benefits
And
that I
for
didn't know
business
about.
owners, what's interesting, I'm seeing more and more business owners getting ready to sell their business and starting a donor advised fund because they can earmark a part of the sale, part of the earnings into this.
Yeah.
For both,
Yeah.
it definitely helps, save some
For
taxes
sure.
and donate that money
sure.
if you can, and so it comes up in multiple ways that I think it's really interesting.
Agreed.
And a way to make a giant impact on the organizations that are important to you or causes that are important
Well,
to you.
there's so much intentionality to that. I think by and large, I mean, so many people want to be generous. They want to give more. And I think the motivator, if you're going to have a motivator to making more money, the ability to be able to give more
Yes.
away is so much
No
more
doubt.
pure and life-giving
Yeah.
than keeping up with the Joneses or, what
Yeah.
have you, or maintaining a certain image.
Yeah.
And so that motivator by itself is so pure of heart. And I think it keeps you, I think it helps you stay out of the anxiety mode that you can get into as it surrounds finances. Because we've learned that no matter how much money you have, some people are still terrified of losing it.
Yes.
Even if they have millions and millions and millions in their account. So I really enjoyed that show with Lisa as wrapping up the end of the year and giving people some good nuggets to look into.
We've covered a lot of topics.
Yeah, we have.
I know. When I was thinking this morning, I was like, what are we going to talk about in 2020? I feel like we covered it all. Yeah, or 2022.
Let's go backwards, shall we? Who wants to go back to 2020?
Not me.
Not me.
No. But we are going to kick off in January.
Okay.
We're going to be kind of going, beginning of the year is always resolutions, right? People have goals. People have resolutions they want to make. And I think it's a good time. We haven't tackled this topic yet. We work with a lot of business owners. And so, like, if you wanted to start your own business, what do you need to know? I own, you and Dave own your own business. Justin and I own several of our own businesses. So we've been down this road. We've learned some good things, some bad things. And what's great about your and I's consulting business is we get to see, dozens and dozens of clients that build them different ways and have succeeded and has had to kind of recreate some things. So we get a great vantage point of what has really worked well and what hasn't. So in January, we're going to talk about
that'll be fun.
If that's you, if you want to start a small business, what do you need to know? What do you kind of need to be mindful of? And who do you need on your team? So
well, and a lot of people are thinking about that now because going through COVID, experiencing either furlough, layoffs, maybe just having the time to decide they want to reinvent themselves and they want to do something more that they love versus just maybe the day-to-day they were in, whatever the case may be. So I think this is timely because this is on so many people's radar now.
It's life-changing. I mean, when I grew up in the corporate world, I was a vice president of a Fortune 9 company, and I just when we went on a limb to start our own businesses, I just wanted more flexibility, and I didn't want someone else to tell me where to go, what to do. Right. And I just, wanted to run my own schedule, wanted to hire my own people, wanted to hire all my friends. So
work with your friends.
And create a fun environment.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's one of the things I'm most thankful for that we've done because it's been great monetarily. It's been and it's been great just to have more purpose and to have. I mean, we work a lot of hours in our lives, so to have fun and to create really family around you is really unique, and I love it.
Well, and if you get to do it with people that you love, then you're although you're in the day to day, it's still work, but you're getting to experience it with people that
my face when I go into work mode versus
work mode. I'm like, are we in T mode? Are we all right? Do I need to do something? Like, I know the look. I know. But that's okay because we know those boundaries working,
Sometimes you got to get it done, and sometimes it's real serious.
We're both there to get it. Yeah. Like, we got work to do.
Yeah.
And I love, my husband, we love that. He has the flexibility of owning his own business. It's got especially when COVID hit. Yeah. He travel. He owns a production company for live events and hotels. Globally. So there was no global travel for him last year. Yeah. But like we had talked about in an earlier show, we learned how to save a bit, which in our previous years of being married.
The B word, budgeting.
I know, we did that whole thing. No, but we did. And so fortunately, it was okay. But there are challenges. I love that we're going to tackle this topic because I think it will be timely for a lot of people. I do have one more. I do have another question for you. How are we doing on time?
We're due.
See?
We're good. One more question.
I know. It flies by, though.
Is that where people can find us?
No. That's the beginning of the
on
question. On
coffeetalkpodcast.com
no.
is one of them.
You too. Okay. Rein it in.
I'm just trying to make you forget your question.
I know. You're not going to because it's super easy. So as I was trying to think through questions, this last one, I'm like, of course I'm going to ask her this because this is oh so serious. What is your favorite hat that I wear? It is part of my
it's going to be that one. But prior to that one,
it can't be this one yet.
I really like your cash cow one that you just got. That's my favorite one.
I thought you were going to see. I can't see. I'm in Christmas
2020
mode. I can't talk. I'm slurring. You forgot what year we're in.
I don't know what year it is.
No, I thought you were going to say need more happy hours. You like that hat.
The tried out hat. Yeah, I know.
You call it that every time. It's one triangle.
I do like that. But your cash cow is... I like that one a lot.
I was going to close out the year with that hat, and I couldn't find it this morning.
Oh, no.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's got to be in that closet somewhere. That's where I keep all the Christmas stuff. It's a crazy
mess.
Well,
I hope you get a lot of new hats for Christmas so you can unveil them every week.
I won't. You're the only one that knows how much I love them. I bought this one for myself when I went Christmas shopping the other day because nobody else is going to buy me Carhartt but me.
That's true. Oh, I I buy myself a Christmas present here or there just because, you know you're going to like it. So
I got donkeys, so I have to stop shopping for myself now. Okay.
Well, we wish you all a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, all the things.
Air right before New Year's, but then we won't talk to anybody till after New Year's. So, yeah, I got to get all this straight. I'm sorry.
So where people can find us. So catch up on shows that you haven't listened to or episodes. That's why we wanted to do kind of a year in review as we close out our 50th show. 50. And
that was a lame clap.
I know. Well, we got multiple things to navigate around. So
Kelly's like, don't put anything in front of your face. Sorry, Kel.
So where can people find us to catch up?
CopyTalkPodcast.com. Our new website has launched. Copy Talk Podcast Instagram. Leave us a message.
Facebook.
Hashtag. I'm not there yet. I'm given a hashtag.
Sorry.
Hashtag. Whatever. Hashtag whatever. I don't know. You're the hashtag
your
lady.
Favorite Christmas present that you get.
There you go. Okay. See, you're the hashtag lady. Yeah. Our Facebook, Copy Talk Podcast. That's it.
I think that's it.
Oh, wait,
YouTube.
No, I meant that was all that's on our Facebook. It's just Copy Talk or Copy Talk Podcast.
I think it's Copy Talk
You're
Podcast.
better at this than me.
It's all Copy Talk Podcast.
And the one we all love.
That's right.
YouTube. Please
Very
subscribe,
exciting.
follow, share with your friends. Thank you to all of our faithful listeners.
And if you, copytalkpodcast.com, if there's any financial questions or needs that you have, there's a contact us button. Mm-hmm. So whatever we can do to help you, it's there.
Yeah.
So
thanks.
Have a great holiday, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Discussions in this show should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Financial planning services through Lighthouse Financial LLC, a registered investment advisor. Shannon Ross is CEO and managing partner of Lighthouse Financial. Lighthouse and Cambridge are not affiliated.